Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Bass Tool. And as I've pointed out in other videos, this is really my favorite pick. Pick tip. This is kind of an offset 45-degree, maybe a double offset, that I just find immensely handy. Here's a green one. I've got old ones. I just love this thing. Anyway, I had a larger, older pick like this. Well, this is it, actually. I still have it. That I really liked. Also, it's a hose pick. Found this handy and moved up to a more modern one. You know, as far as the performance, very similar, but with an instinct handle, little beefier. And then, you know, I explored the Knipex pliers that had that same bend. I'm still using these. They do come in handy. It's interesting. It's like there's something I haven't discovered yet that they do extremely well, but it's that shape. There's something magical about that. But going back to this shape, I had moved, this was kind of in my overlanding toolkit. This one had found its way in, and I thought, well, I'm going to go with a little bit longer one. I have a longer version here. Maybe I'll use that because sometimes I need, you know, kind of a bigger picking option. So a longer shaft, even though it was mini, was going to have to do. And because this is sharp, I keep a little piece of tubing over the top of it, you know, prevent myself from cutting or getting a puncture wound reaching into my tools. But I decided I would get the larger, you know, kind of the adult version of this. And this is actually a little bit different in terms of the design. The angles are slightly different, but overall, you know, this looks like a winner. It's a full size, plus you can do, you know, some pretty small stuff because that is a tiny little jaw or tiny little tip. Not quite as precise as the minis, but this one is going to move into my overlanding kit because it's just too handy. But remember, I like this one too. Well, while I was getting this, I brought in this handle. Remember, I did a video where I had this kind of Pawnshop Mystery where I had a snap-on screwdriver handle, which turned out not to be a screwdriver apparently. And then it had a Phillips on it that I recognized not as a snap-on. And I asked the guy, you know, could I get a new shaft? What would it cost or something? And he opened up this drawer full of shafts and he said, yeah, we can probably do something. In fact, I could just warranty it. Don't worry about it. Even though it's not technically a screwdriver, as was pointed out in my other video, good eyes. But as I looked in the drawer, I saw this thing. This is the 16-inch version of the hose pick. So they make a couple of versions, this being the largest, biggest. Look at the shaft difference. This is a whole different animal. This thing is way stronger. Obviously, it's much longer. And I said, hey, what would it cost to put this into this handle? And the answer was nothing. Sure, I can warranty it out with whatever. You know, it is how he looked at it. And he was, you know, it's a new Snap-on guy for me. So I was, you know, thinking, great. You know, he's got my loyalty. But anyway, I felt like this would be a fun thing to experiment with. And because of the shaft size, he had a little bit of trouble getting it in. And it took 3 attempts to try to get this in straight and completely. Because it does go up quite a ways. And it's got the fins on the edge, the flaring to keep it seated. So basically, it occupied his time for a little while trying to get this to work, but I'm glad he did. Anyway, so, you know, this guy, absolutely the best Snap-on dealer so far I've dealt with. Amazing. And he, you know, made my day by allowing me this new tool for essentially almost no cost. And he had this one in, which I was glad he had to pull it out of a set, but I'm thrilled with this tool now. You know, I'm glad. I was kind of going back and forth, and this one just, I thought, it's not really for engines as much as it is for, you know, smaller things, electronics or, you know, under dash stuff. But this one seems to be a better choice of overlanding, and he had orange. I'm getting tired of red. At my old Snap-on dealer used to always get red. He said that the old guys, that's all they want. They don't want any of these ugly colors. But I'm glad that he at least had that one. So I'm exploring, and I would encourage you, if you're working with a Snap-on dealer, to get creative, because when things are coming apart, when you're dealing with something that, there might be options, consider the options. I mean, I don't need another screwdriver, especially one with this hard black handle, but I didn't have one of these, and I was able to get one. Anyway, so I'm thankful. And with that, Doc out.